Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports.
Hey, Cam, when you look at point 5 and how you guys are really urged to make quick decisions, but also the right ones, when did you hit a point with Monty's offense where you felt comfortable with it because it's really been showing in the playoffs?
It's a growth over time thing. He's been preaching that since day one, so it's been a lot of time to understand it. And, a lot of the times it's just about picking up things as you go along, just how the point 5 kind of fits into our personnel, who's on the court with you, and how it all works out. So in that regard, just a build-up over time for sure.
Next up is going to be Richard Syons with Fox 10, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Cam, just wanted to find out what goes through your mind when you see James Jones, your GM, win Executive of the Year, especially when, he's the guy that drafted you in maybe a spot that most people didn't think that when you were going to get drafted. What does that mean to you when you see that, he gets rewarded for taking a chance on you and then, of course, bringing in other guys that have helped you guys have this season?
Yeah, just team-wide, I really, really love our group. And you can kind of see, we got a lot of guys that work hard, good character guys, and guys that can really come together and create something pretty cool to be a part of. So to see him, he deserves it, honestly. I thought that since day one, but he deserves it. And, I love this team. I love who we have on the court. I love playing with these guys. So just that right there shows enough that this is a group that's definitely worth fighting for. And I'm really happy for him.
Next, we'll go to Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Dan Woike.
Hey, Cam, just looking at yesterday's game being without Chris, if you guys have to move forward to another game without him, what do you feel like you guys gained or learned from yesterday that would benefit you moving forward with that?
Anytime you lose a guy that's such an important part of your process, you got to change some things. You got to tweak some things. I think we did a decent job of doing that yesterday, and then tomorrow is just today, tomorrow. Everything in between is just going to be continuing of the concepts that we want to really show in the game and taking advantage of what we see that we can. And, I think yesterday we did a decent job of executing certain things, but we can definitely be better. So that's how we'll be better going forward.
Next up is Dan Woike with the LA Times, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Cam. I know it was a long time ago, but I'm hoping you could kind of take me back somewhere. Last year, third game into the bubble, you guys beat the Clippers by 2 in a pretty good basketball game. You obviously don't lose the rest of the time you guys are in Florida. I'm just kind of curious how valuable you felt that stretch was, for kind of to set the stage for where you guys are this year, that time in the bubble. And if you have anything you remember specifically about that game, I'd appreciate it.
I think it gave us a lot of momentum going into the season, a ton of momentum. And beyond that, had we not, let's say we didn't even make it to the bubble, that's a lot of months without being together as a team. So the fact that we were able to get into the bubble, go 8-0, come close to the playoffs, maybe not make it, but it gave us a lot of steam, momentum, kind of showed that the work that we put in, the kind of culture that we've built, is starting to pay some dividends. And it just gave us a lot of excitement going into the season. You had a couple of guys like Jay and CP into the group, and this is the result. And we're going to keep pushing forward, keep building our culture, keep building our group, and hopefully more good things continue to come our way.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Brendan Clean.
Hey, Cam, DeAndre has obviously had a great playoff run, even going back to the Lakers series. Just what's maybe impressed you most about what he's been able to do in his first playoff experience? And guys often talk about even the little things that he does, like his screening, things like that. Maybe what are the things that we don't see that really impacts your team?
He's just been so solid all around. He's not giving any. He's not a liability on the court. He's not a liability. There's not stretches where he stops playing hard or he makes bad decisions. He's been making great decisions. His motor's been really high, and he's, doing all those little things, screening, running the court, being where he needs to be in help side, staying on the court, staying out of foul trouble. Those are huge things for us. And he's a huge part of what we're doing. He's been playing great so far.
Next up is Brendan Clean with Locked On Suns, followed by Law Murray.
Hey, Cam, kind of staying on that topic a little bit. What were you seeing with the lineup you guys closed with all three of you wings out there with Book and DeAndre, and I guess just what allowed it to play so well and close that game out?
It's a lot of length. So defensively, you can switch guys around, move guys on different people, and then just cover a lot of ground on the court. And offensively, I think it's a group that's really capable of shooting. At the end of the game, they're starting to trap a little bit more, blitz. And I think we got guys in that group that can pick that apart. There's Book making plays out of it, DeAndre diving towards the rim, and then Mikael and Jay on the outside, they're attacking and shooting. But I think that lineup offers a lot, and I'm just glad we came out to win.
Next up is going to be Law Murray with The Athletic, followed by Andrew Grief.
Cameron, good to see you. And just another question on the lineup, man. I mean, it seemed like you and Torrey Craig, even with the compromised depth with CP out, the bench clearly outplayed the Clippers bench. And just what have you kind of seen with you and Torrey specifically? I mean, Torrey's not a guy who started the season with you, so over the course of the year, how have you kind of developed a partnership at forward on the wing with him and used that to your advantage to start this series?
He's another guy that does a lot of little things. Defends well, rebounds really well, can move the ball really well. He's been a big part of what we've been doing these past couple of months. So to have him come along and integrate with us, pretty seamlessly, has been pretty cool. Definitely a huge bonus to our team, and he's hitting shots right now too, which has been really big for us.
Next up is going to be Andrew Greif with the LA Times.
Hey, Cam. For the Clippers, Rajon Rondo is someone his role is kind of ebbed and flowed throughout this playoffs, but he closed yesterday, and that really hasn't been the case for the Clippers for a while. Just kind of curious, as you guys were game planning, did you guys, expect Rondo to be kind of a part of that closing lineup for most of the fourth quarter, or is that sort of a wrinkle that was a little bit you had to adjust to on the fly?
You got to be prepared for all these situations. So their scheme, what they do with Rondo on the court, they do with Rondo off the court. We prepared for a lot of it, for all of it. And that's our job is to go into the game and be ready. So to bring him onto the court at the end of the game, it didn't faze us, and we kept doing it.
Thank you for the time, Cam.
Yep.
Appreciate it.